Hello everyone, today we are going to present a book review which is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. Enjoy! The book of The Great Gatsby was written by Scott Fitzgerald and it is published on April 10, 1925. The publishers of the books was Charles Scribner's Sons and it is located in United States. This book contains 208 pages overall. Did you know that The Great Gatsby was inspired by the grand parties Fitzgerald attended, and it is a reflection of Fitzgerald's life? It took him 2 years to finish the book. After reading and reviewing the books, I realized that The Great Gatsby has a historical context which America just finished the Great War. The storyline of the book is also great, which it made easier for people to understand while reading the book. It also represents the different lifestyles between the poor and elite. So far, this is the best book I have read, and reading the books is like reading Fitzgerald's life. This book speaks the reality of love where it's up and down. The feeling of roller coaster while reading the book is what makes the books more interesting. Besides, I agreed that the insight of social classes and wealth still remain relevant until today. After finishing The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald, I get to experience that this is the best classical English book that portrays such emotion of romance, tragedy, unfulfilled dream, and lost love. Besides, I get to travel back in time of the glorious era in American history.
In the spring of 1922, Nick lived in the fictional village of the West Egg on Long Island, where he lived among the personal mansion of the newly rich. Across the water in the more refined village of the East Edge lived his cousin, namely Jaidi. Once Nick arrived at his house, he catch a sight of his neighbor, Gastby, that standing around in the dark and stretching his arm out to the green light burning across the bay at the end of the Tom and Daisy's door. Nick attended one of this party when he personally get invited by Gastby, and they start becoming friends and two of them getting close. Until at moment, Nick found out about the long story about Gastby and Daisy that they used to be a lover 5 years ago. Gastby asked help from Nick to meet Daisy, and Gastby agreed with it. Since Gastby and Daisy meet, their relationship start become close and grow up. Until Tom discovers Gastby and Daisy have a affair at his back, and the tension starts to explode. After the tension about to end, Gastby and Daisy live together with Gastby car and Daisy drive it. Daisy end up hit and kill Tom's mistress, which is Mildred's, and Tom tried to set up Gastby from telling Charger Mason, which is Mildred's husband, that Gastby was responsible of his wife's death. George Wilson goes to Gastby's house and shoot Gastby, and then he shoot himself to end his own life. Nick set up for Gastby's funeral even though there's no many people come to his funeral. At the end of the story, Nick decides to move back to Midwest.
The Great Gatsby character analysis. I will talk about some main characters in this novel. Firstly, Nick Carraway. He is a recent college graduate. He is impressionable and naive. He is also a young professional. Nick is the character that connects all of the other characters together. Nick is the second cousin of Daisy Buchanan. The next main character is Jaidi. Gatsby is the epitome of the self-made man, ambitious and idealistic. He is a shy young millionaire. He obsesses over his object of desire. All of Gatsby's actions appear to be motivated by that single-minded and naive. It is the novel protagonist as his action drives the plot. The other main character is Daisy Buchanan. She is beautiful and wealthy young socialite who appears to have no problem on the surface. She is also charming and upbeat. She has a natural understanding of human behavior. Daisy married to Tom Buchanan. However, when Gatsby re-enters her life, she falls back in love with him.
What is the moral value of the story? Firstly, I learned that fate can be reversed. We can achieve anything we want to achieve and your background does not matter. For example, from the novel, J. Gatsby was born into poverty but believed in the power of his dream. With a conquered amount of hope and optimism, he created a new life for himself. Besides that, anytime you want to achieve something, do it for yourself. If we build our dreams, career, and life around someone else, we risk missing out on ourselves. Like from this story, Gatsby spent all of his life trying to impress Daisy, when in the end, it ultimately failed. This is not their life, it's yours, so take your desires and run with them. Lastly, from this novel, we should always try and see the good in people. This is what the main character's father always told him, to stop pointing out flaws in people and just see the good in people.
The Great Gatsby opinion. In my opinion, this book, The Great Gatsby, is a good novel to read because the book portrays about human and society. Even they are from different between social classes, they still have the same goals to achievement and success. This book is also good because it gives a lot of moral value of love, like loyalty must be in a relationship. However, in my personal opinion, I didn't like the ending because of the lack of humanity in people's heart and untrue love. I preferred the scene where Daisy no need to marry Tom and proceed waiting for Gatsby even for a year, so that there is no broken heart between them, and there is no scene where Daisy is unloyal to her husband and Gatsby no need in love with someone's wife. My first thought about this book is just about a romantic story which represents Gatsby's love for Daisy, but at the end it also shows us the friendship between Nick and Gatsby. Overall, it's rated 4.5 stars for this book. We highly recommend you to read this book. So if you want to read this book, it's easier for you guys because this book can be found online. In conclusion, the author shows the reader that the American dream can never make people happy because people always want more. People need to learn to appreciate the present, not only obsess to goals, but try to think what the great of the future will be so that we will be happy. Just all from us, thank you.